What's up, YouTube? Been a minute. I've been trying to get back on YouTube for a minute. Just haven't been able to prioritize it and talk about all the stuff that's been going on in the gaming scene or just in the world scene, life scene, but for the most part, the gaming scene, since that's what I was doing with the channel. I did say I was thinking about doing some other things, but, you know, it is what it is. So anyway, of course, we're in San Diego and they would be yelling that crap. I think that's one of the stupidest chants there is in sports. Like, you focus so much on the team you're fighting or playing against than your own team. If you care about your team, you're like, go Padres, you know, let's go Padres, not beat LA. Like, you're so focused on us. But whatever. Anyway, of course I had to turn the music off so I don't get muted. Another issue with today's world of streaming and copyrights and stupid things. Companies doing stupid things like companies do. I miss the days of old when there weren't all these restrictions on literally everything you do. Matter of fact, pause for the cause, because I'm not going to talk over them all day. Audio, my friend. Commentary, shut up. I don't care. All right, apply changes. I'm the commentator. My world, I'm controlling it. We're going to do it my way. I don't know where they told me to pitch, so I'm going to just pitch right here. And he still swung and missed. So, as I was saying, quite an interesting world we're in. I just have to say that I am grateful that you know, again, I lived in the best era of probably in generations for sure. I can't say it's the best era ever to be alive in life. I can't say that because I'm sure there could have been a better generation where you didn't have to worry about so many different things. But I have to say that growing up in the era that I did, man. Okay, what am I doing right here? Can I get an extra base hit? I hope so. Is that? Oh, there's somebody on first. Oh my gosh, that's horrible. That's horrible. It's an out. Oh my gosh. Oh. I see, again, I you know, and that's why I hate this gambling system. So again, this is a prime example of, you know, the time I grew up. There was no crap like what they have with this MLB The Show crap, you know, where you only get to well, let's be fair. For the most part, depending on what generation I want to reach back into, when the further you go back to a time where you didn't even have the option of creating your own player. Okay, so that's how far back I go. So I understand that back in the day, you didn't have the option to even create your own player. But to be fair, the games were still fun. Bases loaded, 1, 2, and 3, bomb. Baseball All-Stars, awesome. Like they even had the Negro League, or they had, I believe they had the Negro League, and they actually had where you could actually climb the wall and catch the ball. Like they don't even have that in this game. You cannot climb the wall. You can jump and time it, but you cannot climb the wall. So anyway, so like I was saying, it really sucks. Like, even though, you know, I've lived through generations before you were able to, you know, create your own player. But once you were able to create your own player, when you leveled up, it probably, to be honest, I don't even remember. Oh no, yeah, I do. I'm sorry. When you leveled up your player back then, you could just max your player out, right out. You could just max your player right out. Because this was before they came up with a system to charge you for it. So again, yeah, it was better. It was better. You can max your player out. You didn't have to grind and get your person up. Now, some people would think, well, oh, that takes the fun away. Dude, if you have the option to max your player out, you can level it. You can put it at whatever level you want then. If you want to work your way up, put it lower. And after you get better at the game, you know, level yourself up based on how you want. Who knows? Who cares? The reality is it's better to have the option of maxing your player out for free than paying extra money to level your player up. Like that, you cannot argue. So there's that. And so everything with this is gambling, basically. Because the game is not gonna. I can hit the ball perfectly according to the timing, and it'll be an out automatic. I can hit the ball late or early, and it could be a home run. Like it's a game of chance, right? So even though there's nothing wrong with that, but here's the problem. The problem is when you tie your ability to level up and the rewards you get from leveling up tied to whether or not you hit a double, a single, or a home run, because you don't control that. And the sad thing is you have to. Okay, so here's where the gambling comes in. You have to guess what you're going to get. It would be different if, okay, at a particular challenge point, depending on the outcome of this hit, you're going to get one of those rewards. Not you only get the reward if you guess it right. That's where the gambling comes in, because you don't know. It becomes a guessing game, which is gambling. So anyway, but heck, and now in the day we live in, gambling is legal everywhere as far as sports in most places, most states. That's all you see, the ads on every social media platform or even on TV, using celebrities to try to get you into sports gambling. And you still have sports gambling, like sports gambling, what do they call it? Sports gambling, what's the word? Where is my brain right now? Sports gambling. What's the word I'm looking for? Situations. I'll just say situations. You have sports gambling situations involving players. There's a word I'm looking for I can't think of. But anyway, so there's that. It sucks. So let's see what's going on in gaming world. Obviously, Phil Spencer's retiring before that Blue Point was shut down by PlayStation, and it's so funny how everybody was. A lot of people were upset about Blue Point being shut down, and I don't like it either. It is disappointing. I can't say I'm upset, but it's definitely disappointing. I think the thing that does bother me a little bit more is the fact that so many people who have a bone to pick with PlayStation or just want to hate on PlayStation because they're Xbox or PC people or Nintendo people or whatever they are, they just love anything negative about PlayStation. So anything that's negative about PlayStation, they just run with it and celebrate it like they lost their virginity or something. So that stuff is a little irritating, but I guess the only thing you can do in my situation is just ignore it. So the thing about that, though, with them doing what they did with Blue Point, even though it's bad, and probably bad going forward, the reality is they're still nowhere near as bad as Microsoft. And, here Microsoft is basically, you can dress it up with whatever semantical words you want to say. The reality is Phil Spencer is basically fired along with Sarah Bond, because you could say retired, let go, gave him the choice to leave. But the reality is the direction that Microsoft/Xbox is going is about being a software company, third party when it comes to gaming. That is me, my brother, and my other brother. So I'm no realer. Leon's my brother, and Risque is my brother. I got another brother, too. It's funny. He's not even on the list. But they're all 99s. I'm not even a 99, but, since the computer is playing them, they can't be as good as me, which is horrible. Because in some cases, they're not even as good as other players on the team, and none of those players on the team are maxed out stats 99. So I love the fact that, having to overcome these little things they do with these games, we come up with ways to get around it. So basically creating your own roster. I'm glad that they give you the option now to upload your own roster into your Road to the Show playthrough. It would be interesting if NBA 2K allows you to do that. I don't think they do. I'm not even sure. I've never even thought about that or looked into that because that would be pretty cool if that's the case. Even though, it would be pretty cool. But chances are it would work the same way that this works. Maybe. I don't know. I'd have to check it out. And when I say works the same way, meaning like even if I max out some people and put them on my team that I want to be drafted to, they still might not perform like they're maxed out 99s, which would be crazy. But it's funny, I never thought about that or looked into that. But chances are, since I haven't noticed it or thought about that, it might not even be something you can do. I don't know why I've never thought of that. Yeah. Well, I can't say I shouldn't say I can't believe I've never thought of that because it's only been recently that I even thought to do it with baseball. And what's so funny about me playing baseball on the PS5 is I've played a lot in the last year, but prior to last year, I probably hadn't been playing baseball on video games in a long time. I mean, I did look back and see that I did have Road to the Show way back in the day, but the funny thing is, I guess I didn't start playing baseball video games until one was available for free on PlayStation Plus, and the fact that I'm like really into the Dodgers right now. So, but it is interesting, funny, whatever the case may be. Gosh, hold on a sec. Okay, and I'm back. So, as I was saying, I don't know what I was saying. Get it to him, get it to him. Sheesh. Take a little longer next time. Oh, yeah, I was just talking about Microsoft, I guess, like how even though Blue Point was bad, Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond basically being fired, forced to retire or leave. Like, of course, I don't claim to know what actually happened or whatever. Some people have speculated. Okay. Okay. All right. So, yeah. So, a lot of speculation, and I think all of it is up for, possible circumstances, meaning it could have been a situation where, now, first, let me say this. I definitely laughed hysterically when I saw Don't Believe Phil Spencer's Lies, which is a YouTube video on X Volt Gaming's channel. And it's, you don't hear X Volt Gaming. He doesn't say anything. You don't see him. All it is clip after clip after clip of things that Phil Spencer said. And he says one thing and then he says the opposite. He says one thing and then he says the opposite. And it's just receipts of the lies that Phil Spencer has told. Now, I will say this. I do feel bad for Phil Spencer for the simple fact that he's just the face guy. He's just the front guy. It's no different than the president of the United States. They are not the ones in control, not the ones really making the decisions. Now, I think it's a little different with the current president we have. I think Um, even though he still is just a face, he still is doing a lot of things that, that he personally wants to do. But anyway, so when it comes to Phil Spencer, I do think he was just a face guy, just a PR face guy. For example, the guy who was in charge before Phil Spencer, I believe he was just doing his job when he did the whole TV thing. And if you don't like what we're doing, buy a 360. Like, those were things that were said to him to tell everybody. The people in charge told him to say that stuff. Like, he didn't know what he was doing per se. Like, he wasn't the guy that understood everything. He wasn't a gamer or nothing like that as far as like really understanding what was what. He knew that what was important was what his boss and company were presenting and talking about, and that's what they were going with, point blank, period. And so once they realized that that was horrible, because when they said all that stuff, they didn't think that that was a bad thing. They did not think it was bad. They didn't know it was bad until after the backlash. Those people in those rooms literally sat there, made those decisions and choices, and thought that what they said and were doing was like a good thing. Like, and only because of the backlash did they be like, oh, we made a bad move. Okay, how do we fix this? Okay, somebody's got to be the fall guy. So this guy will be the fall guy, and let's get Phil Spencer in here, who's been with the company for, over 20 years at that point or whatever. Let's, give him a raise or whatever, get him in his good position, and he'll be our face guy. Oh, he's a gamer, sell him off as a gamer and understanding gamers and blah, blah, blah. But the reality was the strategic plan that Xbox had not changed. They still were going to follow what their parent company, Microsoft, were going to have them do, which is make money at all cost. Like, they do not care. And unfortunately, let's just keep it a buck. The stereotype that gamers are dumb and low intellect, as far as like just sensible consumers and intelligent consumers, that's a fact too. So they were like, these people are stupid. They'll take whatever we give them. And unfortunately, I'm just keep it more real. The Xbox fan base has shown them that they're stupid. And I'm sorry to put it like that, but just keep it real. Like, the fact that you can look at a video where they lied to you for over 10 years, and that you guys still support them financially, you're no different than. So here's the thing: don't be offended by saying like, "Oh, Xbox fans are stupid." Let me put it in context. The American resident, the American, what's the word I'm looking for? My gosh, American resident. Nope. The American, what are you? You are anyway, the average American is stupid. Let's just say that. So forget being an Xbox fan. The average American is stupid, and you know that by looking at what's going on in politics. So, and the fact that the current president even said, "I'd like people who are poorly educated or not educated at all, because you're easily manipulated, easily, used, taken advantage of." And of course, people with power and money are going to love that. And a $1 trillion company like Microsoft loves the fact that they have an Xbox subsidiary that has a fan base or customer base that is as delusional and idiotic as the Xbox fan base is. Oh my gosh. I'm 0 for 2. Oh, that's horrible. You gotta be kidding me. You are not finna mess me up. What are we, bottom of the 6? Oh no. Don't make me restart this game, because I will. You ain't finna play me like that. You ain't finna play me like that. You ain't finna play me like that. Like, for real. I'm not finna do this stupid stuff. You ain't finna play me like this. I will redo this game in a heartbeat. Anyway, so, again, yeah, average American is stupid. Xbox fan base is stupid. And unfortunately, gamers as a whole, PC, Nintendo, PlayStation, yeah, unfortunately, the majority of them, when you're talking about the millions and millions and millions of people who play games, unfortunately, are not that intelligent. That's just the facts. It's unfortunate. It is what it is, and I hate to be even associated with it, but unfortunately I am. So, and people like myself, in most cases, they just ignore it, say it doesn't apply to me, and don't even pay attention to the gaming community. You know, they play the games, they buy what they want, they might look at reviews or something, but they ignore completely any gaming conversation having to do with the business of gaming. And I think that's what most people do. We think that just because we see all these people with the, thousands of views, maybe 1 million views here or there, not that many, but the thousands of views that these content creators get, we think that, oh, that's a lot of people. It's not. The people that follow Reddit leads, the people who look at the gaming awards, the people who, watch and have these streaming channels and whatnot, we're the minority, to be honest. We're actually the minority. And to drive that point home, just think about the fact that the majority of the people who bring in the money for gaming are people who play Candy Crush, Roblox, Fortnite, and maybe Call of Duty, even though I know the numbers of that have gone down. But when you just look at that fan base, or even the other, mobile things that are really popular, those people could care less and don't even blink at anything having to do with a gaming conversation. They grab their tablet, their phone or whatever, they grab their joystick or whatever, and they get online and they play their game, and that's it. That's it. And the sad thing is, they're the majority. They're the majority. So, so since they're the majority and the people bringing in most of the money, don't you realize then that the companies, Xbox, Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, they're going to appeal to where the money is. They're not going to appeal to what the public fan base is saying, because unfortunately the public fan base is the minority now. Now, if that's not scary, I don't know what to tell you, because if that's not scary to you, then you listening to the wrong person, because that should be a little scary, because what that basically means is your voice is becoming more and more irrelevant to the platform that you are getting your entertainment from. So that's going to basically do one or more things. It's going to change how you interact with that platform, definitely change your expectations, and possibly even change your experience of it. So, and all those things are like some real type of changes. Okay, where are we at? Bottom of the 8th? If I don't get up to bat again, I gotta reset this game. And I'm gonna have to go offline and come back on. And that sucks for me. Anyway, yeah, but bringing in, I already mentioned that, like I said, Phil Spencer's just a face. So they're bringing in a new face that has a non-gaming background, has an AI background as well. And, somebody who's going to definitely do, since they don't know anything about what they're getting into, they're going to do whatever Satya, the CEO of, Microsoft, wants them to do. And how hilarious is it that Satya, CEO of Microsoft, was saying that he doesn't like when people use the term AI slop, and stop using that term. Great. I lost the bid for the perfect game, so if I do reset this, it'll be fine. But anyway, and then no sooner does he say that, does he supposedly hire somebody to take Phil Spencer's place that says the complete opposite. Saying we're not going to do AI slop, and we don't support, or we don't do anything with AI slop type of stuff. So I think that is a huge telltale sign. Oh, okay, I'm 1 for 3, so there's that. I'm probably not going to get a home run. Whatever. Leash. That was stupid. Didn't give me a home run, but I got my little 2 bases. Whatever. So I'm 2 for what? 2 for 4 or something? I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, so you know, I don't believe anything that she said in her email, introducing herself. What was also interesting, something else she said, I don't know if it was in the email or the post, but it said something along the lines of, we've done this before and we're going to do it again, which is a bold-faced lie. Like, it is hilarious to me that so many people just don't even know anything of the truth. But again, this is like watching politics, or it really is like watching politics, because the lies that they tell anybody with a brain, or anybody who knows the information or looks up the information or knows the history, knows that it has never been done before. Microsoft nor Xbox has ever done what they're trying to do now. Meaning, for example, Xbox, when they first came out, they came into an industry that already had Nintendo and Sony. They were in last place with the first Xbox. Even with the 360, they were still in last place. With the Xbox One, last place. The next X Series X, last place. So they have consistently been in last place and have never, gotten better. The only thing they have ever done is just buy their way to success. Buy their way and hold. You know what? Hold on. Good. Okay. Ooh, 2 came in. Okay, so Microsoft as a whole has done nothing but bought their way to success and cheated their way to success. Case in point, the way that Microsoft even were able to monopolize the PC market was through leverage in the lobbying. So if you know the history, you'll know that they were actually up for, and did a whole court thing in the 80s or 90s in regard to their monopolizing. Well, because they were able to, probably grease the right palms, have the right relationships, they were able to win that situation, which allowed them to have the monopoly as the PC operating system for like almost every computer being bought at a time when home computers were just starting to get, a footing and starting to become a thing that became more and more normalized and just became a thing where everybody had a PC. When before there was a time where most people did not have a PC. It was like the equivalent of before cable became something in every home, or even heck, other things. But so you had that history of Microsoft. Same thing now with Xbox. They've had nothing but failure. People want to call 360 a success. Yeah, it was a success, but you were still in last place for your market share. And even if you want to say, well, they only lost by a little bit to Sony, even though that's the case, it still was a loss. And here's the other catch. Not only did you lose when it's looked at from here going back, it's always looked at as 360 was the time that they won. Not only did they lose, but the losses that they took from the first Xbox, if you don't know, go back, check the history. Financially, the Xbox was a loss. So those losses, add that to the success of the 360, and then subtract what they had to spend for the red ring of death and fixing everybody's console. Now you see why Phil Spencer said, and I've said this before, but for anybody with a brain that follows this stuff, you know this to be true. This is why Phil Spencer said, we lost the generation that mattered the most, which is the one after the 360. Why? Because that was the time to make the money back that they had been losing, the money that they lost because of the red ring of death, the money they lost from the first Xbox. So here's the thing. If the red ring of death did not happen, they would have been in a better position, because the success they would have had, the money that would have been made, would have put them a little bit closer to the black, because again, they were already working from a deficit from the first Xbox. So the first Xbox deficit, second Xbox 360 success, but red ring of death subtracts from the success, add the previous deficit, Now you're at a double deficit going into the Xbox One, and then you take another deficit. Now you just struck out. That's 3 deficits. That's 3 deficits. Your first Xbox, the red ring of death on your successful run of the 360, followed by a failure of the Xbox One. So now you have 3 deficits, followed by a 4th deficit of the Series X. So, and what do after the 4th deficit? You spend $100 billion to acquire studios because you have not produced games. When you told everybody, keep wait, just wait, we'll have good games. And the games that you said were going to be good don't turn out to be that good. And so you spend $100 billion to own studios, and the games that they make aren't even that great either. You know, I mean, case in point, Call of Duty, which was like the thing to print money, the time that you own it is the time that it has its worst record sales. That it has not only its worst sales records, but also its worst review in like over 10 years is when Microsoft gets it. Is that just coincidence? Maybe, but realistically, everything that I see that Microsoft touches doesn't seem to go that well. Like, that's the track record. So like, make it make sense. Make it make sense. And these are, and then you have people literally making a living off of supporting this company through grifting and shilling for Xbox when it's obvious what they're doing. Let's see. In the inning without a line to run. I wish I could do that. So if it's not obvious what they're doing, just listen to the people. Listen to IGN's video. Like the guy that covers Xbox and all that kind of stuff. He literally said it. He was like, going the way of being more of a software company and not so much hardware. Like, it's Microsoft. And history, track the history. Microsoft has jumped into hardware a few times. From the Zune, they had a phone. They had the Zune was like the equivalent of a iPod. None of that stuff succeeded. None of it. No Xbox hardware has succeeded. The Microsoft Surface, none of it. They've always been a software company. So, and they've always stolen to be successful. Used money and stealed and did crooked, shady things to win. So, and that was the other thing I was trying to tie in. Like when I mentioned their lobbying and everything to win as a monopoly back in the 80s and 90s, fast forward to today where they use their political ties to get the acquisitions pushed through in the first place. Some nasty stuff. But that's it, buddy. Boom. So I'll take all of that. So anyway, I'm 9-0. Would have liked to have done better. Gave up 1 hit. Wasn't my fault, but whatever. And 2 for 4. 17 RBI shy of a single season record. Hopefully I get that. That would be crazy to get that. Of course, I'm the player of the game because I pitched and hit. And my batting average went down because I was 2 for 4. So I just need 17 more. I'm up to 45. That's nice. That was a lot of, see, that's why I chose pitching instead of hitting for my bonuses, because just pitching one game gave me a lot. 66 home run leads national record, of course. So of course I turned down the commentating, so I'm missing all the specialness. Oh, too bad I can't pitch again. And then here's this weird looking Fruit Loop coming at me looking like that. Like, boy, don't be looking at me like that. Stop it. I know you just want me to hit your balls. and I plan on it. Let's see. Can I get an extra base hit? I hope so. I hope so. I should have. I don't know if they're gonna let me get it. Let's see. I guess they will. I guess they will. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that. Okay. So anyway, woohoo! 45, buddy. Oh. Excuse me. Man, I don't want to end up with a sore throat. Yeah, so Microsoft used their political leverage to get the acquisitions to go through. But if you believe that shawarma, ashwagandha or ashwa shawarma is about good games, man, I got an invisible card to sell you. She doesn't know what a good game is. So, you know, I mean, it's PR stuff at best. Which, you know, we've seen all the PR stuff. Like I said, Phil Spencer has given you 10 years of PR crap, and none of it came to pass. And you actually think it's about to change now with somebody who has nothing to do with gaming, but actually has more to do with AI than she does gaming? Behind a CEO of Microsoft that literally is all about AI? Like, give me a break. Oh. Oof. Yes. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, well. Anyway, so yeah. So basically, it's hilarious to see people like Frontline Gaming, I forget what it's called, but the Xbox guy, he had some thumbnail for his video that was like, you know, I told you so, talking about like, you know, PlayStation is, you know, doing bad or whatever, because they closed down Blue Point Studios or whatever. While at the same time, you're the same guy that's talking about, you know, literally got a channel, you know, grifting and shilling for Microsoft Xbox, you know, talking about hold the line or whatever and how much better things are going to be. And Xbox knows the right direction to go and they, you know, the future, this and all that. And it's like, bro, Xbox is literally turning into Microsoft Gaming. It's no longer even going to be Xbox Gaming or anything like that. It's going to be Microsoft Gaming, which is what her title is. She's not the CEO of Xbox. She's the CEO of Microsoft Gaming. And then, of course, you got Matt Booty down there producing Booty Games, which is, you know, pretty much what you expect from Microsoft, Booty Games. And you know, some of you could be offended by that. Hopefully not. But if you're listening to me, you'd probably not. But it's like, give me a break. Like, your company is literally done with your fan base, no matter what they say. Everything that she said in her email and the post to the public concerning the Xbox fan base that got them to where they are, if you think that they're going to honestly prioritize you, you got to be on some kind of drugs or you got a mental disorder if you actually believe they're going to do that. Like, it's so far gone, it's not even funny. They're not all of us. Number one, they're not going to go back to exclusives. Number two, they're not going to put more money into hardware. You know, the next hardware, if it even comes out, it's going to be closer to $1,000, if not more. It's basically a PC, a Microsoft PC, and you know, whatever mentally disturbed demographic that's going to purchase that, you know, good luck to them or whatever. Because realistically, you'd be better off buying a PC. You definitely get more bang for your buck. But at least you'd be able to use Linux instead of being stuck with a Windows, a Windows operating system. But it is what it is. I'm grateful enough that I bought my computer before the hikes of the RAM issue and all that kind of stuff. So, but I am going to stop talking because my throat is starting to hurt. So, and my nose is giving me problems. So anyway, I'm going to let the commentators do their talking. I'll finish this game and then I'm going to holler at y'all later. And eventually I'll get back to posting a video talking face to face. And hopefully I can find somebody to talk with so that it ain't just me. If I could even find anybody that even cares about this stuff. The only people I know that do are online. All right, so let me go to settings, audio, commentary.
Choked over the years. Great. Vasquez back to work. That one ripped. That's back there. Out of here. His 67th home run of the year. It's 2-0. He only needed one swing to square it up.
Not wasting any time in that at bat, Boog. Aggressive, and it paid off. Love to see a hitter aggressive on the first pitch of an at-bat. You watch him from the on-deck circle, so when you step in the box, you're ready to pull the trigger wherever it's at. Really good job by the hitter. Total conviction on that swing. Get down, get down!
Line drive, throw into third, and he's in safely at third as a run scores.
He was all over that fastball right there. I tell you what, if he gets under it just by a fraction of an inch or a little bit more, that's way back.
Lifted to left center, way back there, and that is gone. Another homer. His 68th homer of the year. And they boost their lead. It's 11-0.
That's exactly the pitch he was looking for. Crushes it and hits it out of the ballpark.
Next to hit, Major Champion. And the way he's going in this one, we've been waiting for his spot to come around again.
All right, listen, everyone, stop what you're doing right now. This guy's got 2 home runs already. Now he's going for number 3.
And he swings and lifts one to deep center field. And out of here. And he's gone yard again. His 69th homer of the year. It's 13-0.
First pitch swinging, and he got the fastball. He knew exactly what to do with it, too. He's putting on quite the show at the dish here in this one, and he's just so locked in with this swing, and he's just not missing right now. 3-homer game, man, it's so special. And I tell you what, it's a lot of fun watching him pull it off as well.
Oh, man, my brother's pitching. I didn't even know my brother was pitching.
The Padres.
Come on, man.
Their final strike.
Oh, heck no.
Hammered way back there. And foul.
Okay.
Elias Diaz. The next
That's not good. Come on, Vesio.
Ground ball, and this should do it. Kim. Throw to first. Ball game. And the Dodgers
All right.
use 2 pitchers to combine for the shutout. champion, was a big contributor.
Yay, Leon got the win. Can't believe he had a loss.
Just amazing.
Such a tremendous effort at the dish. Not every game is going to be like this one, so you need to enjoy it when it's happening.
4 for 4, baby. Woohoo! 3 home runs. Well, that should make my average go up. I'm going to return to the clubhouse because I got a lot of stuff. And I wanted to check what month it was. Yeah, C6 compared to the 20-something I had last time, being a pitcher. Oh, look, we actually lost the game. Was that the game that, wait, who pitched that one? I bet you. Oh, Blue Jays. Oh, rookie. Interesting. Anyway, did I not play that game? What happened that game? I had to have played, right? Yeah, I played. 4 at-bats, 3 hits. 900 average at that time or for that day or something or whatever. I had a double. I had 3 doubles. I had 2 RBIs. Yeah, just the other team had home run, 3 RBIs. What was the score? 3-5? Horrible. Whatever. Wait, who were the pitchers? Vesia, Brock, and Saki. Whatever. 2 for Saki, 3 for Vesia. Vesia takes the L. All right, whatever. Let's see. Where are we at? 54. Woo! Let's go, baby. We can do something with that. We can do something with that. Oh, come on. There we go. Sheesh. Dang. Sheesh, man. So if I just go like this and like that, dang. Yeah, that's way too much. Way too much. So just doing it, picking it to 80. Okay, so I'll take it. And we are in August. Oh, at the end of August. Okay. All right. At the end of August. And when do I get to pitch again? Pitch again Wednesday. Sheesh. That sucks. I guess when you balance it out that way, it makes more sense to do it as a hitter. I guess I didn't think about that.
Nestled between Tony Gwynn Drive and Trevor Hoffman Way, this is Petco Park. We're ready for MLB The Show's Game of the Week. It's the Los Angeles Dodgers and the San Diego Padres. John Sciambi along with Chris Singleton. Pretty decent win streak on the line in this one, Chris.
This team has been doing all the little things right now. Being able to hit in situations and hit with runners in scoring position.
That's crazy. 40 games ahead. 40 games ahead. Hilarious.
One down. So digging in now for San Diego, Jake Cronenworth. Ground ball right side, Champion. Whips it to first. That takes care of Cronenworth. 2 outs, base is empty. Now it's the second baseman, Major Champion.
All I can think about right now is his chase for that hitting streak record.
I should have went for the home run. But this should be fine, I guess. Excuse me.
Laser could be trouble.
Yeah, it's almost like I can't even hit a home run.
And that's a 2-bagger.
Make it make sense.
Well, that's going to keep the streak going. There's no stopping this guy.
And I can't even imagine the pressure he's under. He's asked about it every day from everyone, not just the media, but just anybody he comes across. So for him to be able to concentrate, keep on getting the knocks, just remarkable. And I know he's trying to just win ball games, but honestly, this streak is arguably bigger than the team right now.
Turns and fires the best. Ground ball up the middle, and it finds its way through for a hit. Tying run is in to score from second, and it's an RBI.
Good job, Mookie. Good job, Mookie.
Comes through with the RBI. Really
Bam, right up the middle, baby.
His approach. He didn't try to do too much.
Good job, Mookie.
Just shot it through the infield.
Bases loaded, 2 down.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Dahl certainly doing his very best out there on the mound to bring that win streak to a halt.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Grand slam, baby. Grand slam, baby. Woo! Yeah, you ain't bringing no win streak to a halt on my watch, baby.
Home run number 7
Yeah.
on the year.
Yeah.
6-3.
Let's go, baby.
In back-to-back games now.
Let's go, baby.
Well, and he's got his timing locked in. He's looking pretty dangerous.
You ain't like me, buddy. No Rilla champion, baby.
One big swing.
No Rilla. Woo! You heard that smack.
Got some pop. You know it's hard not to think about the chance to hit a grand
Woo!
slam. That could be a trap sometimes, but not right here. He sees the opportunity, put a great swing on it, and now they're working with the lead.
Ooh. Do you hear that smack? My gosh.
That was a special moment. Bases loaded. Everyone in the stadium anticipating something big. Would it happen or not? And I tell you what, that grand slam for any major leaguer, that's something to remember.
That smash towards center.
Dang it.
One hit in the inning.
I shouldn't have swung at that.
And we're back. Now here's Jake Cronenworth.
I shouldn't have swung at that. That was my fault.
And he grounds one to the right side. Throw on to Freeman. That takes care of Cronenworth.
Now back, the designated hitter, Jason.
Man at first, and now it's the switch hitting second baseman, Major Champion. He's already homered here in this one. Line drive, and this might be trouble. Lead runner makes the turn at second. Hernandez around third. He will score. It's not often someone hits a baseball this hard. It's worthy of the StatCast treatment, Singy.
Well, I was anxious to see what that exit velo would be, and wow, 116 miles per hour. StatCast
That's crazy.
Absolutely lives for these moments. You know, it's so cool to get that kind of data back almost instantly.
Darvish. Oh, man, come on. Come on, I know it's you, Darvish, but still.
And it finds its way through for a hit. Stop sign goes up at third. Runners at the corners with one out.
No, you never like to cut it that close, but
and now the catcher comes up to him. Pretty boy, crowd pleaser.
Yeah, come on, crowd pleaser, Woody.
Swing and a ball lifted left field. Schwarber makes the play. Runner tags for home. That's a sacrifice fly as he comes across, and they're pulling away up by 7 now.
Man, there's a sac fly to bring home another run in this inning. These hitters are just piling it on. We're seeing some really quality at-bats out of this.
Come on, Gratterall.
And the batter,
Tatis, huh?
Fernando Tatis Jr. The Padres down to their final stretch.
Shoot.
Now to a board.
Well, that certainly feels good when you can.
Of course he'd do that.
After being down in the count, up against it with 2 strikes right there. Just a solid.
Kyle Schwarber. He's supposed to be with Philly.
Ground ball to short, miss ought to do.
Come on, come on, come on.
Throw to first, ball game. And the Dodgers take this one in a blowout. Champion went deep in this one and matched Mark McGwire with his 70th home run of the year. Incredible.
Well, that's exactly the word for it, Boog. Incredible. And he might not be done yet. We could see him break the record if everything goes right. What a year it's been.
Of course I'm going to break the record. Shoot. Freaking Mark McGwire ain't nothing. Mark McTrash Guire. He was on that stuff. Trash McGwire. He was on that stuff. Could have had 14 instead of 7, huh? Whatever. All right. Holla at y'all later.